We talk a lot about sustainability, but one of the biggest challenges we face is all about a resource we totally take for granted: water. So today, we're going to dive into the amazing technologies that are helping us secure our planet's future, one drop at a time.
It's kind of funny when you think about it, right? We live on this beautiful blue marble that's mostly covered in water. I mean, from space, it looks like we've got an endless supply.
And yet, all we hear about are droughts, water restrictions, and shortages. So what gives? How can a planet that's literally drenched in water be so incredibly thirsty? That's the big question we're going to tackle. Well, here's your answer. And it's a bit of a shocker. Only 2.5% of all the water on Earth is fresh water. And get this, most of that is locked up in glaciers and ice caps, totally out of reach. So we're all relying on this teeny tiny fraction of the planet's water to survive. This chart really lays out the problem we're up against. Our population keeps growing, and so does our thirst for water. But that supply of fresh water, it's not going anywhere. We're in a serious squeeze, and frankly, technology is our best shot at getting out of it. So, let's start big. How are major industries and even entire cities tackling this problem right at the source? First up, farming. Agriculture uses about 70% of the world's freshwater. The old way of doing things, just flooding the fields, is unbelievably wasteful. But precision irrigation is a total game changer. It uses tech like soil sensors and drip systems to give plants the exact amount of water they need right where they need it, at the roots. This one shift can cut water use in half. That's a massive saving. Okay, next up, industry. Think about it. Manufacturing, cooling, cleaning. All of it uses tons and tons of water. The big innovation here is the idea of a closed-loop system. So instead of using water just once and then dumping it, factories can now treat and reuse that same water again and again. It's turning some of the biggest water consumers into incredible models of efficiency. And what about our cities? You'd be shocked at how much water we lose just from old, leaky pipes. Smart water grids are like giving our city's plumbing a brand new brain. Sensors can spot a leak the second it starts, so it can be fixed right away. I mean, some cities lose up to 30% of their water from leaks alone. These grids are absolutely essential to stop that invisible drain on our resources.
All right, we have looked at the big picture. Now let's bring it right back home, because this is where every single one of us can make a huge impact.
Just look at that difference. An old toilet can use up to 7 gallons of perfectly clean, drinkable water with every single flush. A new low-flow toilet? Just over 1 gallon. Swapping out just this one appliance can save you a staggering amount of water over a year. And dual-flush toilets take it even one step further. The logic is pretty simple, right? You just don't need the same amount of water for everything. By giving you two options, these toilets can save up to 67% more water than even the standard low-flow ones. It's all about smart, tailored efficiency. Hey, it's the same story with our showers. An old-school showerhead can feel like you're standing under a fire hose, using up to 5 gallons every minute. A modern low-flow one, it cuts that by more than half, and you probably won't even feel a change in the water pressure. And that is the most important part. This is not about making sacrifices. Modern tech is smart. It uses things like aeration, which mixes air into the water stream to make it feel just as powerful and satisfying. It proves that being efficient doesn't mean you have to give up on comfort. Okay, let's talk about using water sources that are literally right outside our door. Rainwater harvesting might sound complicated, but it's actually a beautifully simple idea. Your roof collects the rain, it gets filtered, and then you can store it in a barrel to use for stuff like watering the garden or washing the car. Simple. Here's another super smart concept: gray water recycling. This system takes the used water from your showers, sinks, and laundry, runs it through a basic filter, and then reuses it for things like flushing the toilet. I mean, why would we use pristine drinking water for that when this gently used water works perfectly fine? So we've covered what's happening right now, but what's coming next? Let's take a peek at the cutting-edge tech that's just around the corner. This is where things get really cool.
This timeline shows just how fast things are moving. Right now, AI is making our water systems way smarter. In the near future, better desalination is going to make it much cheaper and easier to turn seawater into fresh water. Looking even further out, nanotechnology could purify water at the molecular level. And then there's the stuff that sounds like pure sci-fi. Technology that can literally pull fresh, drinkable water right out of the air.
And all of this brings us to one last really crucial point. using these technologies isn't just about being good to the planet, it's also a really smart move for your wallet. Let's break it down. Some things, like new low-flow faucets and shower heads, cost very little upfront, but start saving you money on your water bill right away. Other things, like a full gray water system, are a bigger investment, for sure, but the long-term payoff is huge. The point is, there's an option for pretty much every budget.
And here's the best part. You probably don't have to pay for it all yourself. A lot of governments and local utility companies actually want to help you save water. They offer things like rebates, tax credits, and grants to help with the cost. So you should definitely check with your local provider to see what kind of deals you can get. So we started with this strange paradox, a blue planet that's running out of water. But what we've seen is that we have the tools, the technology, to solve this problem, from a massive citywide scale all the way down to our own homes. The question isn't if we should act, it's how. Every single drop counts, so which technology will you start with?